it's Tammy Pally, aka the Crafty Princess and Doll Collector, and this is another yarn and dollies today. It's been a while since I've done any videos at all, actually. Life has gotten in the way. Some of it was good. For example, I participated in an online creative writing class, and that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of extra work on top of my, job as a teacher. So, but I'm glad I did it. It's if you are interested at all, there's a journal called One Story, ONESTORY, 2 words, and they have, I guess, like 2 or 3 times a year, they'll have online classes that you can take, and it's not mandatory that you do a ton of work, but I have learned after taking a few that obviously the more you put into the class, the more you get out of the class. And so, and you critique each other's work and that kind of thing. So if I want someone to critique my work, I need to, pony up and critique other people's work in the class. So that ends up being very time consuming in a great way. But so that was like a week of that. And of course, school is really cranking this semester. Fall semester is always the busiest for me. One thing after another, and the dolly videos and the crafting videos kind of disappear because you just don't have time for them. But today I have some time and I'm cranking on some videos. In fact, I have some dolls in the background. I did some dolly videos, and I'm going to do some crafting videos. But and this is sort of a combo. If you haven't watched one of my yarn and dollies, it's a spoof of Wine and Dollies, which Libacious One was doing, though I think she's actually changed her YouTube channel name to Wine and Dollies now. So everybody started following her, and not that I don't drink wine, but I usually don't drink in the middle of the day, which is when I usually do videos. So anywho, yeah, so today I think I'm going to start. I think last time I did a Wine and Dollies. Last time I did a Yarn and Dollies. I did the yarn first and the dollies second. Now I'm going to do the dollies first and the yarn second. So yarn folks, if you're not interested in dolls, you can kind of fast forward. Dolly folks, hang on. So I do a lot of crafting stuff with dolls, which is one of the reasons why I enjoy collecting them. It's been a little bit like everything else, limited lately, and that has made me think about my whole collecting craziness. I have not counted. I don't know if I want to, honestly, but I do know I bought quite a few dolls over the past year, in 2017, okay? And I think I went a little overboard. In fact, the last doll I got, Sherry, I keep calling her Sherry Victorian. She's Shelley Victorian, but she originally was called Sherry, okay? Just FYI. So anyway, she was the last doll I purchased, I believe. I think so. And I'm not in love with her, and it kind of made me think I need to chill out. I did get a couple of midi dolls, I don't even know if I count fakies really, because I guess I do. I should count them. But otherwise, as far as like a Blythe stock, new release or pre-release or whatever, yeah, it was her. And she's a beautiful doll. I have some videos about her. If you like that kind of doll, I'm very happy with the quality of that doll, but it gave me pause. Before that, I had purchased Garden of Joy, who I completely adored. So maybe it was kind of, like a letdown from that. I don't really know. But I am going to be on a dolly diet for a while, just, not to say that I won't imbibe. In fact, I do have some dolls on the way. But I am going to really try not to just pull the trigger and buy a doll because I have the money to do it. I'm going to think more about it. I know there's some releases coming out that look interesting. In fact, I've heard some rumors of different ones, so we'll see. The rumors aren't always true. But there's a few that are coming out, and like I said, I have already pre-ordered a couple of dolls, but which I'm just not going to tell you what those are. You can, if you're in the know, you probably already know who they are. But keep an eye on my channel. I'll do an unboxing. But otherwise, yeah, I think I'm going to hold off unless, like I said, unless there's something like I am going gaga over it. If I kind of like something, that's not going to be enough for me to buy the doll. Because I have a lot of dolls, I want to do stuff with those dolls, and I find that, of course, the time to do it is you know, it's just not there sometimes. As an example, here's this poor Disco Boogie. This girl, this is a really cute doll. I have her in a dress I made. I did a video, I showed the dress, and I got her little hair back and stuff. But she drives me crazy because every time I have her standing somewhere, it doesn't matter if she's leaning against a wall or if she's got on a stand or whatever, I'll come in to the room and all of a sudden she's like this. Like, what? Girl, man, get up there. She just, okay. Something's off on this chick's body, so I need to give her another body. This is a Takara stock body. It just doesn't, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why this doll, as opposed to other Blythe dolls whose head is just as big as this. I mean, I know they're top heavy, but I have plenty of other dolls that this doesn't happen to. I mean, for example, I got Garden of Joy back there. Her head, her hair alone is like 3 times the amount of hair as this chick has. So she doesn't do that. So anyway, I had actually rebodied her at one time and put her on a Leica body because I had switched. I had this doll, Sorry, over here. I had her taken apart because of her eyeball that was, you know, lost when I got her. So while she was in pieces, I put her body on this doll, and it looked adorable. I probably did a video and showed you. I don't remember. I know I took some pictures, but I don't know where they're at. So anyway, so I do have a faux Leica body I could put back on her, or I might put this body on her. This is one I showed in my last Wine and Dollies also. This is a it's basically really a Fortune Day body with smaller boobies, and I guess I should have warned you guys, you know, nudity, doll nudity. Whoops. I'll probably put a post thing down there or something, but anywho, so she's gonna get a new body, so that's on my dolly to-do list. The other dolly stuff I've been trying to do is sew some clothes for these little middies. Because these girls, when I bought them, I bought a dress for each. I think one of them too I bought, see, when I got her, I bought the outfit that this girl's wearing over here, and then also some stockings and shoes. For this girl, I just bought like one little dress because I was like, I'm totally making dresses for them. She does have a dress I made, but yeah, this is hard. Dolls are so tiny. Oh my god. So I may even do a video just about my sewing. Lately I had some drama with that, but I took a what do you call it, a pattern that I purchased for a Neo size and reduced it to try to make it, and it's just not, it's too small, and it was just I mean, it's too big. It's still too big. I mean, it's okay. It's, you know, it's a dress. It's not great. But yeah, these girls, these little midi dolls are very challenging to sew for. So, but yeah, I think that's it for the dolly part. I mean, I still have some dolly videos in the works. In fact, today I'm going to try to videotape a whole bunch of craft and doll videos. I got like about a half dozen I'm going to try to get filmed. And then, of course, when I film them, then I edit them. And yeah, because I goof up, I have to cut stuff out because that's just how I am. So anyway, but yeah, I guess just don't expect a lot of unboxings from me this year, okay? You heard it here. Hold me to it. Alrighty, so yeah, so that's it for the doll part. And now for the yarn part. I have a lot of projects going on always. You know, in fact, the other day, well, day before yesterday, I was at an all-day seminar thing at the college, and I am the type of person, I can't just sit still for I'm like a little kid. I can't sit still for a long period of time, or else I get bored and my mind wanders and I'm doodling or whatever. And so I knit or crochet when I'm at one of those things now. And I wouldn't recommend everybody do that, but the people at my school are pretty cool about it. And so I had to come up with a project really quick for that. So that I just pulled out a skein of yarn and started knitting a scarf. But otherwise, my projects have been on the big size the last 6 months or so. And in particular, I kind of started getting the urge to do an Afghan. And when I first started crocheting, in fact, that's what I made for years. It was either pretty much, I crocheted either a scarf or an Afghan. So it was either like a long rectangle, long skinny rectangle, or a big wide rectangle. One stitch over and over again. And nothing wrong with that. I mean, I definitely learned a lot and I got, you know, my technique down. But this is before I could even really read a pattern or anything like that. And, you know, Afghans are a really big commitment of time. And then what happens is once they get really heavy, they're very uncomfortable to work with, especially in Florida. You know, I'm filming this now, and it is near the end of February, and we are already hitting the high 80s, almost 90 degrees. Yeah, I don't see us getting any cool weather anymore. Fingers crossed we might, but probably by now there's not going to be any more cool weather. So yeah, I've been making Afghans. I started with this one, which has a lot of cat hair on it, because the calico cats love this little thing. It's really a lapgan. And usually what I do for Afghans, now that I'm, you know, I can read a little bit of patterns and stuff like that, I usually will pull out a stitch dictionary and pick a stitch. And this is one of my favorite stitches. It's a fan stitch. It's actually I can't remember what kind. It's a smaller fan stitch. There's very different versions of the fan stitch. And then I just ended it with a trim that's double crochet. And this is yarn. This, I believe, is Madeline Tosh Dirty Harry in the Dirty Harry colorway. And so is this one. Can you see? So these are, Madeline Tosh does hand-dyed yarn, if you don't know. So if you see these two, I mean, they don't even look at all like the same colorway. But they are. So, but for this it doesn't matter, because I have in between, this I think was, I don't remember the colorway. It's either like raspberry or something like that, as these other ones. And these I got from Morehouse Farms. All of this is wool. This trim is brown, also from Morehouse Yarns. And this is pretty nice yarn. I mean, most yarn, for example, like Madeline Tosh yarn is not the cheapo stuff. You're not going to find Madeline Tosh, you know, at Walmart. Okay. And one of the things that, reasons kind of why I started, you know, I knew I wanted to make an Afghan, and I thought, well, I definitely want to use stuff out of my stash. That was a great way to use stuff out of your stash. But honestly, usually when I've made Afghans in the past, I use acrylic yarn, because it takes a lot of yarn to make an Afghan. This is really more like a lapgan. It's not, you can see it's not huge, okay? If I do it in half, you can, I don't know what the size is. I just made it until I made it, right? So, but the thing is that, you know, it's nice because it's washable and economical if you use acrylic, you know, yarn for an Afghan. But the thing is, I was saving this yarn and saving it, and I was like, I'm going to use it for something special. And I'm like, hello. You know, use the good stuff. I mean, this is something I've started to do with jewelry making a few years ago. I would buy, you know, in the past, I would buy like really fancy, you know, beads, like some beautiful pearls, and then I stash them away and never use them because they're too good. And I was like, this is stupid. I should use this stuff and enjoy it. Okay. So I started to do that with my yarn, and basically what I did is, all of this was from my stash. I looked in my stash and said, okay, what can be put together? Because I don't buy sweater quantities of yarn. I will probably never make a sweater, you know. I just don't see me ever doing that. When am I going to wear that? Never. So something like this is going to be used. I mean, this, like I said, my cats love this thing. They're all over it. So somebody's enjoying it. And it covers some nice furniture. We got a couple of new couches, like a couch and a little, like, not a love seat, but a little lounge thing. And, you know, I don't want cat hair all over the new couches, so that's what prompted me also. I thought I should make a few Afghans for the couches. So, but yeah, go get your good yarn, people. And so that's what prompted me to make this one. I went in there and just found what looked good together and did it. All right, and I'm real happy. It's very soft. and it's a nice, you know, it turned out great. So then I was like, okay, since I made that one, I wanted to make another one, maybe just a little bit bigger. And this, I will say, I bought the yarn for this. This Expressions Fiber Art was having a sale, and so I knew I can't remember what it was. It was one of those, you know, blowout type sale things, and it was a very, very good price for what it is. And I bought a bunch of yarn. I can't remember how many skeins. I want to say maybe as many as 4 skeins of this, and this is sport weight. By the way, I believe this is sport weight also, or I don't know. And this has got the tinsel in it and stuff. It's really, really soft. It's some of my favorite yarn from her. I'll put the name of it and a link to her stuff. But and I don't even know this colorway. I don't think she has it anymore. But again, I just did. I did exactly the same stitch. I did just a shell stitch. You can see the shells on the top a little bit more. Okay. And this either goes on the couch, or you can wrap it around and have like a little, it's snuggly buggly. So yeah, so that was my second Afghan. Again, it's something to cover the couches. But you know, the thing is that even if you live in a warm climate, you know, we usually have the air conditioning cranking, and it's nice to have a blanket sometimes when it's really cold inside. Your air conditioner's cranking away. And then I have one other one. This one is still in the works. I'm pretty close to finishing it though. So I first made that one, then I made this one, and then I thought, okay, I'm going to make a bigger Afghan. It's not going to be huge, but something that maybe would actually fit like a twin size bed. And again, I went to Stash and just found stuff that had similar colors, so that it's not quite as cohesive as this one is as far as color matching. But I had various types of yarn that I wasn't using for one reason or another. Let me take this out, I guess. And I think one of them, in fact, I repurposed. So here's a skein I got. I think this was, I don't have the ball band in here. I think this was like a Walking Dead, and this is fingering weight. That was another thing. I'm using fingering weight. You know, because socks are so popular, a lot of the indie dyers are really into creating fingering weight yarn. But I don't make socks. I might try to make some socks again. I've made like one pair. I crocheted a pair, and it was, you know, like a super intense project. I wear them a lot, so I probably should make more, but that was a very difficult project. Definitely not a you know, no-brainer type of watch TV type project. So anyway, this I purchased, and when I got it from I don't want to say who the dyer is because people like her. I don't want to diss her, but honestly, this was way more reddish. I thought it was going to be more purpley. I don't know if you can see that it's more of a pinky red than a purple. So it kind of, I was not real happy. And this is not cheap. This was like a $30 skein. So yeah, bummed me out. So that sat in my stash for a really long time because I was pretty unhappy with the skein. The other yarn that I used was stuff that, for example, Expressions Fiber Art, every couple of times, you know, I don't know, I won't say very often, every once in a while, put it that way, she will have, if you spend a certain amount, you get a free skein of yarn. And I had like, I don't know, 2 or 3 skeins of free yarn from her over the years. Again, this is, you know, piled up in my stash. And it was yarn that, you know, I just got it for free. I didn't know what the color was going to be. It was, you know, you don't know what you're going to get. You don't get to pick it. And it wasn't that I didn't necessarily like it, but it was just I had no purpose for it. And so it just sat in my stash forever. And again, it was fingering weight. So what am I going to do with it? So I used that on here. In fact, I think this is probably one of those. This here is also, this blue is also some Madeline Tosh that I repurposed. I had actually made I think a shawlette thing out of it, and I was like, yeah, it didn't look good. It's not a great color for me. It's kind of washed me out. I'm not going to use it that much. This will get used. This purple, I think, again, was one of the free skeins, maybe. Okay, so yeah, so here we have like a huge, and I wanted it light because it is fingering weight. I wanted just something, a very light blanket. I'm not done with it yet. Hopefully I'm not ripping out tons of stitches. I think I am, actually. But that's the beauty of crochet, though. Very easy to just stop and pull your tail thing, and you won't lose it. If this was knitting, Lord. So yeah, people, in fact, I remember posting about this on Facebook, or no, it was Instagram, and somebody commented like, whoa, man, you're making a fingering weight Afghan, you must be insane. So, but I mean, I have no timetable for this, and I'm actually almost done. I'm going to finish up with this, and then finish up with this, and probably put a trim around it, maybe, and then you know, so it's 75% done, I would say. I'm doing a combination of a couple of stitches. This is, I can't remember what this is called, but basically it's just a single, a chain stitch, double crochet, you know, chain stitch, double crochet. And then this is a really cool, let me see if I can find a bigger spot of it, like this section here. This is neat. This is an alternating single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet. It's very dense, and I love the texture that it creates. And again, I just looked in a stitch dictionary to find some stitches to use. You can kind of see how they go together there. So I do like about 4 rows of this, and then I think I'm doing like 10 rows of the open work, and then 4 rows, 10 rows, on and on, on and on and on and on and on and on. So this is perfect chilling out TV knitting. It is not portable, that is for sure. This I was not going to take to the conference on Friday. That would be a little, you know, like lugging it around, because they have us in different rooms and stuff. And plus, you know, I don't want to be super obvious. Like, don't mind me, I'm just making an Afghan while all you people talk. Something smaller is not quite as conspicuous, you know. So yeah, that's my yarny stuff for today. Yeah, dig out your stash, man. Come on, Afghans are a way to get that stash down, and use the good yarn, because this is super soft. This is a lot of this is wool and nylon combination, and I think some of it's got some silk in here a little bit. So I will have to be careful when I wash it, but you know, otherwise it's something that's going to get a lot of use. And I know whenever I've made Afghans in the past, I end up using the bejesus out of them eventually. And they, you know, I have one I made maybe, you know, easily 10 years ago, and we're still using it, and it's in pretty decent shape. I think it's in, you know, like probably it's the Red Heart Super Saver that I used to use all the time. But yeah, I like the good stuff, so why can't I just use the good stuff and not just buy it and stick it in a tub of other yarn that I don't ever use? I just look at it and think, oh, that's really pretty. So, but yeah, I have other things I'm working on, but I thought it would be interesting to show you this, you know, the progression of my Afghan, reawakening of the Afghan addiction I had when I was younger. So, but yeah, I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. This has kind of gone on and on, so I hope you are still there. And I appreciate all of the thumbs up and the subscriptions, not the prescriptions, but the subscriptions. And make sure that you click on that little bell when you do subscribe, so you get notifications. Otherwise, you're not going to find out when I upload a new video. And I have quite a few videos in the works, so hopefully I can be back to my normal schedule where I will publish a video about once a week. So, and if there's anything in particular that you're interested in seeing, let me know. You know, I do basically crafting and dolly related crafts and doll collecting. That's kind of that's my jam. So jewelry making, sewing, yarn crafts, that kind of stuff. So anywho, I appreciate you again for watching, and I will see you later. Have a wonderful dolly crafting day. Goodbye.